Hi everyone, here we are today on Unit 1, Lesson 2, Representing Information. And I want us to start out by thinking about, the fact that a lot of people think computer science is the study of just computers like the phone in your pocket or the computer on your desk. And I want you to realize this year that computer science has a lot to do with information. And in doing this, I want you to jot down very quickly what your definition of information is. I think I might actually put that as a Google Classroom question. Okay, and then write down and then we'll share out after you have a few moments to do so. And then once we have a little discussion about information and ways we can think about the word information, okay, is this idea that information is how you answer a question, and it would be great if we weren't in coronavirus to be able to, and I've always done this with kids, that everybody gets a whole bunch of different materials, and you sit and create ways, communication devices to exchange information. We're not going to be able to do that, which is going to make this activity more difficult, but that's okay. I have great faith in you that you'll do just fine. Okay, so one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to try and figure out how you and a partner can work back and forth with each other to exchange information without communication, so without language, okay? Again, historically, this would have been done with cups and strings and crayons and bells and flashlights, and now you're just going to have to pretend that you and your partner have all of these materials. Okay, so first we're going to start with, I want you to write down, and you're going to have done this. I mean, the people who are synchronous with me will have done this. You're going to write down a question that has two possible answers, and only two. Okay? What are they? What kind of question has two answers? If I said, "What is your age?" that doesn't have two answers. If I said, "What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?" that doesn't have two answers. If I say, "What is your favorite flavor, chocolate or vanilla?" that has two answers. If I say, will some people come to school today? Probably not two answers. Yes, no, maybe, right? Depending on the health check. But ultimately, it will be yes or no. So I guess I would accept that as two answers. So write down some questions that only have, two answers. And then we'll come back and we'll discuss that. Okay, so we don't have building supplies because we can't touch, but we are going to use our imagination to envision, and you're going to go into breakout rooms, and you're going to envision what you can build with your partner, where you're communicating two possible answers and only two answers. Yes or no, up or down, chocolate or vanilla, whatever it might be, okay? TikTok or Instagram, you figure out what questions you want to ask, okay? We don't have these devices, but we're going to pretend, and you're just going to pretend to build, okay? In your journal, you're going to modify your answers to 4 possible questions, but first I want to share with you, hold on one second. Okay. I want to share with you what you're going to be pretending to be working with today. And this will be in your Google Classroom. Let me just get my face off of here a little bit so you can see. Okay, and there's a bell here that my face is covering. So what you're going to do is you're going to drag some of these images. You can see that you can click on them and drag them. And you're going to put them over here and just basically explain how, if you were able to be touching these materials in class and working together with them, how would you, without using language, go across the room from your partner, be able to ask these questions that you, with only 2 answers, and communicate what the answer is. That's the exchange of information. Communicate when the question gets asked. Okay, you know the question. So the question is fine. So if the question is, do you like chocolate or vanilla? You have to have something that's going to represent the start of that question and then the answer to that question. And you can't talk. Now, if you were to use the same exact device, would you be able to increase with the same materials and maybe the same procedure? Would you be able to increase that to 4 answers? 4 possible answers. What's your favorite day of the week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. My guess is none of those, but just pretending, right? How would you communicate that when there's only 2 ways to communicate? How do you do that? Would it be 1 tug of a cord? Would it be 1 ring of a bell? Would it be 1 flash of light? How do you do that? Okay. Do you need to modify your device? Can you use your device in a different way? Should you be making a new device altogether? And it gets harder. In your journal, modify your answer so there could be possibly 8 choices. So maybe we'll do months of the year. What's your favorite month of the year? And someone chooses 8 possible answers where the person answering has to answer 1. But there's only 2 ways your device communicates. Okay? It's not that there are only 2 answers. There's only 2 ways your device communicates. If you've chosen the flashlight is either on or off. If you've chosen the string is either, I'm making this up, maybe the string is either being shaken or it's still. Or maybe it's being tugged or it's not being tugged. Okay? But there's only 2 states of being, if you're going to think of it like that, for your device. And using those 2 states of being, you have to communicate 8 possible answers. So if we're talking about a flashlight being on or off, how do you do that? It's very easy when you only have 2 answers to choose from, right? You know, what's your favorite day of the week, Saturday or Sunday? And you say with your partner, Saturday will be when it's on, when the light is on, and Sunday will be when it's off. That's super easy. But then you add 2 more days, or you add 6 more. If we're talking months, we're talking 8 months to choose from. But the state of your device can still only be on or off. How do you do that? Okay, so same question. Update your device to communicate 1 of 8 possible answers you choose. Should you modify your device? Can you still use it in a different way? Should you make a new device? And in closing, we're going to think back to the original prompt, right? Instead of challenging your device and adding more options every time you added more answers, how could you simply modify the way you use your device with only 2 options? These are the things to think about as we move forward, okay? Great.